Decent. You are live. Let's see what the lag is then between StreamYard and YouTube. It might catch you up in a minute.
I got you.
Mrs. W says I'm live over there. It hasn't gone live here yet. Got audio, darling?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. Missy, Jen, I know Lost Souls is lurking in the background there. And the other 7, 8 that are lurking in the background there. Welcome to you guys. Well, what a night it's expected to be, isn't it? All these alleged protests planned. Threats of new censorship everywhere. We've got arrests going on and court cases everywhere. But why? I mean, we've seen them now on mainstream media. Maureen, good evening. Naming the people that have been convicted and those that are up in court for, I'll call them disturbances and violence. Ria, good evening. But yeah, they're quite happy to name and shame those guys. But why won't they do it with the paedophiles? Surely communities deserve to know if there's paedophiles living in their area so they can protect their kids. And I believe the kids need protecting from them more so than these people they're naming and shaming here. I don't agree with the violence and the rioting. I don't believe that they are part of the protest. They're not genuine protesters. And all they're doing is giving a bad rep to the genuine protesters. There's always going to be infiltrators. There's always going to be troublemakers. It doesn't matter what you do. They're always going to be there. But, you've got the police say they're policing without fear and favour. They've been on about it all day, going through their bullshit. But are they? I've just looked at a couple of streams that are up at the moment. Good evening, Moo. And most of the police that are there seem to be facing the protesters rather than counter-protesters. Phil, good evening, buddy. It's got to the point now where we are in a dictatorship. We are in 1984. Announcing that they're going to come after people on the internet. Yeah, okay. People shouldn't be arranging stuff like this, especially if it's surrounding violence and what have you. But they're only talking about one side of the fence here, aren't they? I mean, most people saw what happened in Birmingham the other day. When was it? Monday. Now, you can guarantee that was all arranged on the internet. Wonder if any of those have been arrested. There's clear vision on the streams of cars tear-assing around roundabouts, endangering members of the public, people walking around with weapons. Have any of those been arrested? Maybe I need to get in touch with West Midlands Police and find out, because that would make an interesting video. But it looks like now we've got to be careful what content we put out. Now, as I said, when they bought the online safety bill live, as it were, and handed over control to Ofcom. Good evening, Tony. I said straight away it was nothing to do, or very, very little to do, with protecting the kids. That was all put in place to do what they're doing now. And so mainstream media can actually carry on putting out their bullshit. They've said, oh, should shut social media down. What, and leave them wankers the only source of information? Yeah, like fuck. Absolutely no fucking way. But that would mean Google would have to be compliant. And the government, Ofcom, have got a bit of leverage on Google now, haven't they? Yeah, it's something he's been thinking about for ages, Blitzer. I told him about it 6-7 months ago after we had some trouble on there before. Where was I? Yeah, Google, they've got a bit of leverage on Google now with this fine that they're trying to give them over who they used as preferential advertising or whatever it was. So that's a little bit of leverage they've got over Google. So they could use that to put pressure on them to say, look, you know, we've got to shut down these social media platforms. I don't think they will. I don't think other countries will. Certainly not in America. But there again, think of it. Starmer's very, very far left, isn't he? He's a communist. He's a dictator. And you look at what's happened in the other countries around the world that go the same way. Russia, China, all got their own internet, haven't they? All state controlled. Think about that one. But to me, I mean, the best thing that could have happened tonight, good evening, Russell, is all these so-called protests have been arranged, 100 or so that the police are saying. Now, wouldn't it be funny if they put everything in place to police all these and no fucker turned up? Now, wouldn't that make the police look a bunch of twats? But hopefully, you know, if they are genuine protests, they will have been logged with the police. The police would have given them a time that they've got to quit by, or asked for a time that the protests will finish. Francis, good evening. And hopefully all the decent protesters that are there at that appointed time will walk away, leaving just the troublemakers. Now, several areas up north have got Section 60s, I think it is. I used to call them Section 35s of prohibition orders. So at any given time, I believe the police can just walk in and say, right, you've got to leave the area. If you refuse to do so, you can be arrested. So straight away, even if they're decent protesters and the police start using that, people are going to kick up, and then the police have got the excuse they need. Good evening, Steve. Yeah, I think we all do, Steve. I mean, it needed to come to a head. It needed something doing because it's been up in the air for quite a few years now. And I said once Labour got in, things would accelerate and it would be a quick death rather than a slow death by Tories. And he's actually done it a lot quicker than I thought he would. I mean, that's a month to actually get this into place, as it were. But then again, you've got the other thing. How many years now have people been ringing the police, reporting crimes, and all they've been getting, the response is, we've got nobody to attend, here's a crime number for insurance purposes, whatever. Yet all of a sudden they can find all these extra coppers to spread around the country. But they never had enough to investigate crimes, even when there wasn't all these protests going on. I find that funny, to be honest, and very annoying. Because there's lots of criminals that have got away with crimes because of that. And now they were saying, we've got no more space in prisons, we've got to release people. So they're saying they're releasing people with low-level crimes. While on the other foot, they're banging people up again with low-level crimes. It doesn't add up and it doesn't make sense. No, Mark Rowley, that treasonous little bastard, the head of the Met Police, put out the statement today saying that he will protect, again, the mosques. And I'm not being racist when I say this. I will get to the point. He will protect the mosques. He will protect a certain demographic, a certain religion. And he will protect the migrants and the immigration. Now, what has he done since he's been in power about protecting us from the migrants? You know, think about it. Hang on a minute. Reduce. I need to see the chat. Get down there, you bastards. Why won't that reduce? Right, I can't see the chat for a minute, people, because my computer's having a fucking hissy fit. But, oh, I can see it over there, can't I?
I was going to say,
where are we? Right, now you... I can't even see that now, for fuck's sake. This is not going well. Right, okay.
It's like me on Friday. I closed one thing and shut everything down that I got open.
It's not actually happening. Hang on. Maybe I'm clicking on the wrong one. Let's try again. Oh, okay. Leave site. No, I'm not doing that. Why has that got stuck up there? Remove. Okay, right. We've got that out of the way. Stop screen. I don't quite know what's going on here. Something's really pissing me about.
Right, you're back to just you.
Right, yeah.
You're not sharing anything at the moment.
Right. Let's get that one up. Present your screen window. Now that I put this on Facebook earlier, that is people that have been murdered by migrants in this country. Illegal migrants, I will add. Not legal ones that have been here, that have been through everything, but those people have been murdered. Desert Fox, good evening. Gypsy Auditor, hello, mate. Those have been murdered by illegal immigrants to this country. Now, how many illegal immigrants have been murdered by English people? Why weren't those people protected on our streets? Like he's saying he will protect others on our streets. It's our country. We're the ones that should be protected by the police, not those. We're the ones that need protection from them. It's our kids that are getting assaulted, raped. Our women are getting raped and assaulted. But mainstream media don't put any of this out. So we have to. And this is one reason why social media should not be set down, should not be hidden. Because it's where you'll find the truth. And mainstream media can't be trusted. Even if they know the truth, they won't publicise it. So, I already said hi to Gypsy, Desert Fox. Yeah, Francis, there are one or two channels that do put out what has happened with all those. Thank you, Mrs. W. But they're far and few between. It's a lot of work to do it. I mean, you've only got to look at what Dan does at Police Abusing Powers. Now, when he's reporting on the police, he puts out quite a few videos a day, or he did, till he's had to go and look after mum and dad. Now, I know how much work he has to do just to put one of those reports together, a 5-minute video. You've got to put in freedom of information reports. You've got to get in touch with the police press office. You've got to find the articles. You've got to find the coppers involved. You've got to find the story behind it. Then you've got to put the video together. You've got to work out your script. You've got your editing. And I'll be honest, a 5-minute video, in the way that Dan presents them, can take a couple of hours of video, believe it or not, depending on how much work goes in. I mean, anybody that puts videos together on YouTube, mine are quite basic. I use basic editing, clip and cut and put in, overlay and what have you. But it all takes time. So, and the thing is, with the new censorship, is a channel like that viable? Are they going to get pulled down? You know, YouTube is becoming harder and harder to keep up with, especially with all the new censorship. Hello, Dover Riots streamed 3 minutes ago, and that one was going off. But there is a lot of channels that are streaming multiple streams, restreaming. And apparently there's a lot of hoo-ha going on about that now as well. Especially as some of them, I won't give any names because I don't dox people like that. There's some people do. But there's some that aren't even in this country. And they're making a great deal of money out of a lot of streams that aren't monetized. Oh, look, bloody hell, that's the first time I've seen my live stream advertised on YouTube Live. Oh, well. First for everything, I suppose. But it looks like they're holding back a lot of streams. A lot of streams. And there's one, pardon me, in London at the moment. I'm surprised Portland Andy hadn't come up. But yeah, it's Even, I mean, I've posted today. I didn't do a video on YouTube today, but I have been posting on Facebook. And earlier on, Canada, which is another communist country with the leftard Trudeau in charge of it, has actually put out a travel warning for the UK. Well, to be fair, they've done it put it out saying all over Europe. But they're warning about terrorists. Well, other than protests, I haven't heard of any other terrorist attacks going on. So are they trying to slate us? Which I would find a bit strange, because with what Trudeau's been doing in Canada since he's been in power is what Kitty Starver has done here in the last month. You know? What's going on in the chat then? Sorry, guys, I've been ignoring that. If there was anything aimed at me.
I'd have shoved you if there was, bro.
You'd what?
I told you if there was.
You would have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Desert Fox been moaning that Jenny didn't turn up for their impromptu.
Well, you ain't been on here enough, Desert Fox, to chase her up about it, have you? You know?
Having put Gypsy Auditor's link up, I did see what time it is, but I'm not putting it out there because you're still going. It's 8:30. I asked him, and he's not come back to me, so he sodded off. So not advertising him anymore.
Yeah, he's all right. He's
he's going live at 8:30. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough, you know. LaSalle's wife was deported to earn enough people's hurt. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame. It doesn't matter what we do. Now, we need to protest. We need to make the government aware of our feelings. Now, the trouble is, as we saw during lockdown protests and the freedom protests, they take no fucking notice. So I can't condone the violence. I don't like to see the violence, but it has brought it to the fore and it has put it on the news. Trouble is, it's all bad press because they're not talking about what these protests are for. They're just talking about what the bad portions of the people that are there are doing. We knew it would happen. And they're painting everybody. I mean, I've made no bones about it. I don't particularly like Tommy Robinson as a person. But I can't knock his reporting, and I certainly can't knock the documentaries he's done. The evidence is there. And what he has said in his last 2 documentaries is now playing out all over the country. Hopefully, it'll open more people's eyes, those that have been asleep for the last 3 years and have just been plodding along, doing what they're told. Still wondering why they're paying more tax, etc., why prices are still high. Maybe they'll start opening their eyes and asking why. Don't forget, those that have come across the channel, and they're still coming, by the way, they haven't stopped. Yes, Yorkshire Rose has been arrested, Neil. Last heard, she's still being held. But I don't believe they have got too much on her. I don't think they'll have her under the terrorism thing. It might be harassment and that. It certainly wouldn't have been violence or destruction of property, anything like that, because she doesn't do that sort of thing. She can annoy people, but she only annoys the ones that need annoying. But welcome to you, Neil. You know, what would they have done if there was Tracy still filming down on Dover Docks now? Filming everybody coming. What would they class that as? You know, it's...
Hang on. Can Sky be arrested? They're streaming Bristol City live.
There you go. Sky is streaming Bristol City protest. Why aren't they arresting the Sky reporters? Terrorists.
We can't
The genuine protest isn't due to start till 8 o'clock. There's one in Bristol as well.
That is Bristol.
Is it? So I would presume that most of the protests are booked to start at 10 o'clock, or the official ones. 8 o'clock, sorry. So I would say, yeah, Sly News are a big sort of part of the problem. I mean, we've got it on in the background with subtitles so we can see what they're saying. And I put that against what live streams are on. So you can see the differential between them there. But I'll give them their due. They did slate the police when Mark Rowley grabbed the reporter's microphone. That was quite amusing. But so, yeah, I would say the protests, the official ones that have been booked with the police and recorded, starting at 8 o'clock, and they'll probably let them go on till about 9:30, 10, at which point they will put up the Section 35, Section 60 dispersal orders. They will try and kettle people if they're still there, so they can arrest them under those sections if they don't go away. But if they're being contained and kettled, they can't leave, so they can't comply, which means they'll be arrested. So again, you got that two-tier, the police forcing the situation to arrest people. It has been proved in the past that kettling is an illegal tactic. Don't forget, you've got people there that might need a piss, might need a dump. You've got people that want to get home. There will be, like there was in London, innocent people caught up in it. In fact, there were some that were actually leaving work that got caught up in it for 4 hours. Yeah, the Lighthouse Souls, welcome. Yeah, the EDL doesn't exist. That hasn't existed since 2011. But now people are calling the MDL, which is the Muslim Defence League. Some of the Muslim elders have been trying to control the youth, the younger ones. Yeah, whether they'll listen to them or not, I don't know. But you can't have people wandering around the streets with bats and knives and swords. If they're carrying them, more than likely they're prepared to use them. And this is where it gets very dangerous. Yeah. I mean, they take more notice of Tommy Robinson than anybody, these people. And he's already publicly announced that, yes, he was the EDL, but it's not there anymore. It doesn't exist. Jenny Defence League. Nice one, Desert Fox. Yeah, we've got weather warnings coming in again as well now, haven't we? Everywhere else around the world, especially in America, is getting fucking hurricanes, typhoons. Because they're getting those, they're telling us we're going to have a heat wave. I mean, you got to laugh at it. You literally got to laugh at it. I've got a fan. So we've got a big fan there, the other end of the room, and there is another little one on the floor behind that one. Oh, and we got another one upstairs in the bedroom. Oh, there's
one still in the box.
Where?
Upstairs.
I think you'll find there isn't.
Where is it then?
It's either that little one there or the one in the bedroom. Because we've got two the same size there. Good evening, Budge. It'll avoid angles. Well, I must admit, it is very strange, since that's one thing I can't get used to, living in the Midlands, because I spent a lot of my life living by the coast. It's always been either windy or beautiful sun. Here, everything kind of peters out before it gets here, but it does get stuck in the middle. Not long. But yeah, I mean, they're saying it's going to be warm, could be temperatures up into the 30s. Don't mind that.
Can't sleep. Can't breathe.
Can't sleep. Oh, hello. What have I alert I got here? Nobody Anderson. Good evening. Got an alert here. What's that for? That's my mate Retro. Can't believe they gave the kids back to their family in their house. Yeah, but they couldn't prove nothing. Nobody. That's the problem. They couldn't prove nothing. And the judges are pandering to them. Yeah, we're well, class as West Mids, Sutton Coldfield.
North Birmingham.
North Birmingham.
Because most people don't know where Sutton Coldfield is.
Not Yam country.
Nope. Now we are Black Country.
It was mainly arts and community. There are communities in the area, well, not specifically in our area, where there isn't any no-go areas. You can go to them. Whether you get out of them alive is another matter. But yeah, there are areas where you wouldn't want to walk through, really, during the day, let alone after dark. It's they say multicultural Britain, but each culture's got its own little area, and that causes division. It's not a united Britain. You know, even some of the decent ones, as I call them. I mean, when I went back to college as an adult, only a few years back, when I was recovering from my bypass, so I thought I'd go back to college and brush up on a few of my certificates and get some new ones. And we had a couple of Muslim lads, a lot younger than me, obviously, were the tutors. Now, I got on with those two guys great. I mean, we never had a problem. They're nice pair of lads. I mean, I'd even sit down and have lunch with them while I was there, because I was one of the older ones in the class. Never had a problem. They never had a problem with any of us. The owner of the corner shop here, again, he's a Muslim. Nice guy. Don't have a problem with him at all. Do anything for anybody if he can help you. Yeah, he's there to make money. He's a bit pricey, but at the end of the day, when I talk to him, he's a nice, polite guy. The Grey Man, good evening. The Prisoner TV. Yeah, I'm not a number. I am a free man.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, Francis, there's a lot of people feel like that. And it is, we know that over the lockdown and everything else that went on, there is a lot of mental health issues in this country. With what Starmer and his predecessor, I'm not going to blame it all on him. Sunak was bringing a lot of this in. He just hadn't got round to it yet. He was doing it slowly. It's going to cause more mental health issues. And the thing is, with the money that he's going to fork out now for doctors, that most are going to be leaving the country anyway, or giving up the jobs because they've had enough of it, it's going to leave the NHS wide open again. Yes, Ria, I believe so. I've always believed that there was no reason for the lockdowns.
I'm not complying again, though.
And exactly, and I was just going to say that they keep threatening. Now they keep dropping the hints of the budgie flu. California, allegedly, I heard, were swabbing and testing people as they were getting off the planes. And to push the narrative, the CDC were all dressed in overalls, double masked up, visors, and the shit like that. And they were saying it was a COVID outbreak in California. Well, they fooled a lot of the people the first time. I don't think they're stupid. Well, I'm saying that. Some probably are stupid enough to get fooled again. But we've seen the truth has come out about a lot of it now, including some big pharma, one of which has actually been stopped in this country, which is quite amusing considering it was the Oxford one. Yeah, and people have woke up. And there's a lot more people now that are wishing they hadn't took it than those that wish they had. And I do believe this is one of the reasons the NHS has been overrun. It started with the panic over a so-called pandemic, and it's never put itself right since. It's never been right since, and I don't think it will be. If they want extra money to put in to the NHS, then get rid of the fucking diversity managers. They're costing them millions. There was, I think it was 60 million it cost them to hire so many diversity managers. Get rid of them. Just simply hire the best people for the job, not because of their colour, their race, or their creed. The best people for the job. And it doesn't need extra managers to do that. Get rid of some of the managers on the wards. Wards don't need 2 or 3 managers. It's, in my day, they had 1 sister and nurses. That was it. The sister was the ward manager. She run the ward, everything.
Matron ran the hospital.
Yes, matron ran all the wards, Ria. Whatever matron said went. Believe me, when I was young, I had a few runs in with matron, and I never, ever came off the best. Never. What's that, Jen? Those who were there for it were kind of nasty to those who didn't want it. Yeah.
Looks like you might be starting in Bristol with a few wearing masks.
Well. Well, whether they, I mean, why don't the police put because they can put a section in where you have to unmask.
That's what he's just been saying. The police have been asking them to take them off.
Yeah. I mean, if you're there for a legitimate reason, you're there for genuine purposes, you're not going to cause trouble. Why would you need to hide your face? Yes, okay, they got facial recognition cameras about.
Like they're in a balaclava.
But I don't watch him, Grey Man. I don't watch him. He tries to be too much like mainstream media. Now, if you watch him, he sensationalizes everything the same as mainstream media. Like he did the protest in London. Oh, there's the large protest here. Look, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go and stand by them. There was about 30 people behind the barrier. Yes, he's had death threats and threats to his life and shit. But no, he's one that doesn't interest me. Far from it. Yeah, they wanted us all to wear masks, didn't they, Steve? And then all of a sudden, no, we don't. The two-tier behaviour, Grey Man, is literally, it's the police like to force their, what can I call it, authority. And there are, in the police force, bullies whose egos get the better of them. We've seen that many, many times. Perhaps reported many times on those that have lost their rag. As I pointed out, and people shot me down for it, the one at Manchester Airport totally lost his rag. Totally unprofessional. Yes, the guys had done something wrong. But when someone's on the ground, incapacitated and no threat to you, you don't walk up and kick them in the face and stomp on their fucking head. There was no need. That was just gratuitous violence. You know? Now, if you walked up to somebody in the street that was laid on the floor face down and kicked him in the face, then stomped on their head, you'd probably get arrested and be charged with attempted murder or manslaughter. Okay, Rhea, take care, sweetheart. Look after yourself.
Night, Rhea.
But yeah, you'd be nicked for attempted manslaughter at the very least. What will that copper get? Well, I think he'll get thrown off the force, and I do believe he'll end up in court. But he will be thrown under the bus. Nobody else will. He will be thrown under the bus, and rightly so. There was no need for that. I mean, the guy should have had more restraint. He was firearm trained. He was carrying a firearm. He should have had more restraint. As all of them should have, to be honest. I haven't seen her tonight, Jen. She did comment on a video yesterday. That was the last I heard from her. Yeah, she may be just having time to herself. I don't know. What's that? No to fascism. Dad, no to the far right. Okay. But yeah, you're quite happy to accept communism. What a wanker. Oh, and if anybody's planning to go down to Cornwall for the weekend, it's going to take you a while to get there.
Leave now.
Yeah, leave now. It's the Boardwalk Surf Festival, which has turned into more than just a surf competition. And there are thousands going down there. The roads will be chocker. You know, you've only got the two roads into Cornwall, main roads, and you can guarantee they're going to be rammed, especially the A30.
And if you're not in by Thursday night, Cornwall will be full.
Yeah. And then on Monday, we're the last one to leave Cornwall, turn the fucking lights out. Yeah, Desert Fox, you can film the people leaving on the beaches. But this is the thing that I just can't get into my head. These people that come across the channel hate our religion. They hate our way of life. They hate us. Yet they all want to fucking come here. You know? I mean, the other thing that was out today was that, it's all right for the pro-Palestinians to shout Alan's snack bar, shall I say, put it that way. It's a usual chant for their religion and prayers. They use it in their everyday life. So the police shouldn't be arresting them for it. But the police will quite happily arrest a Christian for practicing their religion silently. Now, there's a perfect example of two-tier policing. Absolutely perfect example. You know, it's why they're coming out with that, I don't know. I mean, the pro-Palestinian marches in London, to be honest, they're some of the most aggressive protests I've seen. You know, the amount of people that, and I do believe it's because the police have been frightened of them. That's why they haven't been involved with them and they haven't stopped them. They'll quite happily take pictures of them and arrest one or two afterwards to make it look like they've been doing something. But there again, you know, you look at the lot that are about and out now, or out and about. I got that the wrong way round, didn't I? 9 times out of 10, the police will be facing the protesters, not the counter-protesters. But as we saw in Plymouth the other night, it was the counter-protesters that started throwing bricks and shit about first. The other side only retaliated. Now, I'm being very careful what I say here because we do have lurkers and trolls in the background usually that are only quite happy to report people and report channels. Apparently, Dan has had this problem. Apparently, he was racist and what have you for going live the other night at the protest. Apparently, he was reported to the police as a troublemaker. But yeah, I mean, we got 36 watching. We don't normally have that many. So it's obvious there's a few in the background, especially with the thumbnail I put up. Sorry, Francis, I miss what you were saying there, sweetheart. Jealousy. Yeah. You know, I mean, most of these people that do it haven't got their own YouTube channel. They just like to cause conflict. And I can't be arsed with it, to be honest. I don't go on other lives. I go on Dan's. I might watch other lives, but I don't participate in them. Yeah, everyone's racist now, Francis. Everyone. Well, every English person, anyway. Yeah, don't forget, you can only be racist if you're white. You know, they don't see that there's other colours around the world. There's many colours, many tints. Are you making them?
But calling somebody a honky isn't racist.
Yeah. I mean, as Dan says, you know, us honkies. That's the same as them calling themselves the N-word. We're called honkies, so I can call myself a honky, apparently. Isn't racist. It's nearly empty now. I very, very rarely use that now. We've done bloody brilliantly, the pair of us, on the non-smoking. You should change that Game Boy to Homeboys. Yeah, Francis, exactly. You know, if you're white and you want your country to be as nice as possible, you don't want people in there getting freebies they're not entitled to, or freebies that they've never paid into to receive. That makes you a racist for not wanting to pay for them to be here. That makes you racist. Well, we don't want Starmer here. Personally, I don't. He's not going to last. I mean, he's only got a handful of his own people, his own MPs, that are actually backing him to the hilt. He has got many in the Labour Party that have told him to back off. They're not interested in it. And I think with what's going on now, eventually there will be a vote of no confidence. Now, the other thing is old buggerlugs, big ears, Charlie. Good evening, Steve. Welcome. Yeah. Oh, chubby fingers there. I shouldn't say that because that is a medical condition. And that is a bit unfair. But I'll call him buggerlugs. Them fucking ears. Yeah.
It was always big.
It's where Mother used to lift him out the fucking bath with both hands, like, you know. Now, he's asked to be kept abreast daily on what's going on. Now, he is basically the only one that can walk in and dissolve that government without asking, with no vote. He could dissolve that government. Now, if he lets this carry on, lets the government do what they're doing to people. I mean, many people have turned away from the royal family now anyway. I mean, I'm not a royalist. To me, they're just a pointless entity now. But he should be taking control of this and saying, look, this isn't right. You can't treat my subjects this way. But he's just rolling with it. He loves the WEF. He wants to be in charge, but he doesn't want to make the decisions. He doesn't want the actual power. And why people think he's worth another £43 million a year, fucking God only knows. As if they ain't got enough money already, you know. Got an Xmas booked. Starmer will be gone by Christmas. Oh no, he won't last a full term. Definitely not. Absolutely not. But it's what other options have they got? Rayner, the ginger chav, not a fucking hope. She wouldn't have a clue. Reeves, well, you've seen the fuck up she's already done. She's already started kidding. Basically, I won't say it out loud, but there's a lot of pensioners that won't survive the winter because of what she's put in place. Cooper, well, she's just, let's let any fucker in who wants to come in. We're not stopping them. The only way this was ever going to be avoided, what's happening now, is if Roland had stopped the boats when he said he was going to. And he didn't do it. They had the opportunity to do it. They had the equipment to do it. Border Force were trained to do it at an extra £10 million. And I think it was another £24 million for all the new equipment. But they never did it. Why? Because he wouldn't leave the ECHR. Oh, it's illegal. We can't do it. We'll end up in court. You know, that's what I mean. It's not just Starmer. Starmer's accelerated it, the same as I said he would before they even got elected. But this was being brought in bit by Sunak. And believe it or not, we would have ended up where we're at now, just nowhere near as quick. I always said Sunak was dragging it out as long as he could to make as much money for his own pocket before he went down this route. Let's see if what streams have we got up? Well, they can't say it's illegal for us and come down on us for restreaming the live stream, being as mainstream media's doing it. We got one there. See, a lot of these have got multiple streams up, and you can't really see any. A lot of them are TikTok. Why people are starting to prefer to use that now. Newcastle.
I think you'll find with the TikTok account, you just go, I want to share this, and you press the button.
We have actually got one in Birmingham going on.
Where?
I don't know where. Certainly wasn't advertised here. That's the London one. Sorry, guys, I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. I'm just looking at what streams are about. Well, that's a weird one. Live UK dash cam, a drive to Wigan to Bolton and back for no reason. Okay.
Who's got the live in Birmingham?
It's on a multiple stream at the moment. Can you have a look, see if there's one just on that one? West End. Oh, that's a counter protest. Southampton. Well, let's have a look at one of these with the multiple streams on. No, the thing is, I don't turn that off for a minute. Because I don't monetize, they can't really give me a copyright strike because all they do is demonetize it. And I'm not monetized, I never will be. Right, let's have a look what we've got going on here. Right, again, I'm not going to be able to see the fucking...
That's Edgbaston.
Not...
Edgbaston?
I don't know. I don't. You know what I'm like around here.
Darling,
Lived here for 15 years,
no,
but I still don't know the area. Right. Got that one.
Germany, they blame the Jews.
Right,
They said that everyone needs to be an Aryan.
somebody put in the chat if you can hear the audio on that. This is something I usually get wrong. As we can see there, we've got Liverpool, Birmingham and Sheffield. You can hear the audio. Thank you, Steve. but one of those. I don't know whether they're counter protests.
He's getting
Thank
the
you,
book
mate.
now.
The Birmingham one is definitely a counter
What do you mean by the
protest
Far
by the
East?
look of
Going
it.
to war with the Far East?
That's Aston Cross.
That's the jewellery quarter, is it? Oh, where the clock is in the middle of that's where I went to bloody college.
Yeah.
Funny enough, where that one is in Birmingham is exactly where one of the colleges I went to where the two shooters were Muslim.
Jewelry quarter in Birmingham.
And it is a predominantly Muslim area up around there, which is quite funny because the jewellery quarter is all Jews, obviously.
No violence, no shops getting burnt down.
It's screaming just that.
And he sounds like an Asian lad that's giving the commentary there at the Birmingham one.
What happened to the far right turning up?
So yeah, the best books that I'd recommend for if you want to understand fascism,
Are the far
The
right
Anatomy of
doing
Fascism
what I
by Robert
suggested?
O. Paxton. Then you got
Let all
Fascism
the
by Stanley G.
counter-protesters
Payne.
come out
and
and don't
Fascism
turn
by
up
Roger Griffin.
themselves.
These are people who've analysed fascism very well, given examples of it, such as the fascist party in Italy, the
Yeah.
fascist Nazis, fascism in England in the 70s after the oil crisis. Someone goes with the lollipop man.
Oh, Lollipop man's not here today.
We're looking for him. If we find him, look, there's a perfectly good roundabout here for him to lollipop.
Yeah,
comes,
there's
he's
the
welcome,
clock. I know exactly where they are now.
Please tell that old
That used to be a little pedestrianised
Which
area
one?
around
Which
where
one?
that clock, didn't it?
Look at him. Yeah, exactly.
See, Birmingham's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Just don't go Spockbrook.
All of these seem to be the counter-protest.
He said, you never seen this place, Jewelry Quarter? If you ever get married, get your jewelry just down the road there. The train station's right there, so.
That's the next station.
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy's in Cyprus on a sunbed.
Yeah.
He gets all his donations from supporters. You know,
Right, well, that's... I've got to mute that one for a minute. Well, that's all counter-protest. So what I want to see is how the right wing behaving themselves. Who else we got? Sorry, guys, I'm not concentrating on the chat, as I said at the moment. On that
Oh, sorry, I'm not either.
Bristol massive woke turnout. Oh yeah, they look like the great unwashed. But I wouldn't say that it was a massive fucking turnout. What's that one there? That's the opposition. Oh, Ash is covering the Birmingham one. I wondered who it was.
That's what I said.
Nice.
Could have sworn that's what I said.
Southampton. Is that you got the volume on, is it?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it might be creating an issue here. Well, yeah, it doesn't seem as if there's many of the so-called right-wing protests happening at the moment, which I find very strange. It's all counter-protests. The Sky News is still saying anti-racism protests. Oh my lord. Gussie, good evening. How are you? Sorry, I didn't see you drop in there. I've been looking at live streams rather than the chat. No, but this is very, very strange. Oh, there's some there that are masked up in North London. That's the West End counter protest. That one's not up and running, so I don't know who that is. That's... Yeah, apparently police have arrested some for sharing streams and videos. Wow, that's very strange. Yes, Dr. Kersey, that literally, absolutely 100% with you on that. But we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was when they got in power. And the thing is, they didn't get in by the huge margin as people imagined. They didn't actually get a wipeout, as it were. And it was the lowest turnout for an election for many, many years, funny enough. Which is strange because you got a lot of people like me that don't normally vote that actually took the time to went out and vote. So, you know, the normal abstainers went out and had their say. Most people that done the same as me didn't vote either Conservative or Labour. We voted elsewhere. It was obvious by the results with how much Reform jumped up, considering they were a new party. That's where a lot of the new people went and the normal disdainers went. Yeah, Moo, that's what I think is going to happen, mate. All these protests that are going on now, I mean, it's just gone 8 o'clock. This is the time when most of them would have started, although the Birmingham one's been going for a while.
That's going on the telly, look.
And the one in London has been going on for a while.
You won't get much looting done around there, though. It's a high security area.
Yeah. But yeah, after dark, that's when, if there's anything going to kick off, that's when it'll happen. They're not stupid enough to do it in daylight. We're already a communist country with this lot in power, Kersey. Starmer is always like that. And the thing is, him, Charlie Boy, and what have you, they're all up the arse of the WEF. Quite a way up their arse, a bit further than a lot of people think. And also with the WHO. Now, I can see their reasoning why at the moment. Now, the WHO want to take over if there's a medical emergency, as in a pandemic. The WHO want to take over the finance, the commerce, the trade, stuff like that. Now, if you're running a country, hi Baron, you're in charge of the country. When it goes tits up, these groups take over. If it goes really tits up once they've took over, then obviously our government can't take the blame. They'll blame those. And this is why they like them involved. I've quite often said this. Yeah, the worst ones are the WEF, that they want control of everything. Now, you've seen the way London's gone. Well, don't forget, Dictator Khan is a part of the WEF, and he is actually the chair for the City 40 group, which are the ones that are trying to force 15-minute cities. He's actually the head of that. Now, they've had it in Canada for quite some time, and now they're forcing it over there now. A lot more. And literally, if they do it, you'll have to stay in your 15-minute area, not being able to pay to travel to other areas like they said they would here. You would actually be arrested if you went outside your area. You know, think of a cross between 1984 and the Hunger Games. That's what it would be like. Right, Tony. No, I wouldn't play the game either, mate. I wouldn't play the game. You know, we've always had a right and the right of freedom to travel, free from harassment. But until we take our rights back, they'll keep pushing for that sort of thing. It's very scary, Francis. Very scary, believe me. Especially for someone my age who, you know, we weren't brought up to deal with this. We didn't have nothing like this. The kids of today have been brought up with this now for the last few years. You know, and even they're not equipped to deal with it. A lot of them, they just go along because it's easier. They'll go along with what they're told. Yeah, there's a lot of that goes on, Francis. So, I mean, it's the same with all this new housing they're supposed to be building. A lot of it won't get built. They're putting it all out to private contractors. They're financing it as well, except for the councils, which can't afford it. Then most of them are broke. And these building companies, they're saying that, oh, well, okay, you're going to force us to build them. We'll shut the company down. Because they're not going to make any money out of it if it's all for social housing. There is no money in social housing for builders. And at the moment, they're saying there's not a lot of money for the private sector because people just can't afford to buy at today's prices. I used to be a builder. I worked for several building companies, including a few big ones. I won't say who, but another member of my family is connected to them as well. And believe me, I said this was coming. Soon as the price of housing went up, yes, everybody wanted to build because people had the money. They could buy the houses. But now, you know, you got the poor saps that are buying them on the government schemes and shit like that. Well, the government are only ready to help with that because they know that property will never, ever be yours. They will always have the majority claim on it. You will always be in debt. You know, look at what they're doing now to pensioners, ones that have paid off their mortgages, that do actually own their homes. I mean, Bannerman, if you watch some of his videos, I don't watch a lot of them, but there are some evictions now where banks are kicking people out and trying to kick people out their homes that have paid their mortgages off. But the banks don't have the paperwork. Nobody seems to have all the paperwork. because it's been transferred to here, there, and everywhere over the years. And people that have owned their own homes are getting evicted. I mean, the banks are starting to collapse now anyway. It's already started in several countries, in particular America. Sorry, I'll keep supping, but it's kind of solid in there. It's ice. I might have to go and get myself a can of fizzy. Yeah, the trouble is, Francis, this is the issue with the housing. Now, I can use me grand's place as an example. This is quite a few years ago. Now, my grand died, and her big bungalow, and it was a big bungalow with a fucking great, huge garden in it, was left to us grandkids. But in the interim, my uncle was allowed to live there. He'd lived with her all his life. He'd never got married, although he was incapable of looking after her at the end. He was allowed to live there until either he died or he got married, in which case he'd have to pay us the going rate for the property. And bear in mind, there was quite a few of us grandkids. Now, obviously, you got inheritance tax, which at that time it did come under quite a low bracket because it was worth quite a bit of money. But we took out an insurance policy, all the grandkids, that covered us and covered any inheritance tax while the uncle was still alive. So basically, whatever the inheritance tax had gone up by, we were covered by this insurance policy. And when he eventually died, there was a little bit of a hoo-ha over it, but eventually, yeah, it got sorted out. We all got paid off because the property was sold off. Now, she bought that bungalow new, and I believe she paid £280 for it. I think it was £200 or £480 for it, brand new. This was quite a big 3-bedroom bungalow with quite a big dining room, large living room, 2 toilet, bathroom, kitchen. Now, it was worth in the hundreds of thousands. And do you imagine the tax the government would have earned on that, on something that tax had already been paid on? The money that went into paying for it had already been taxed, but they wanted their piece. Now, you imagine with all these houses that they want built, you imagine the tax they're going to get on them if they ever get built. Yeah, Bannerman, they have had a few evictions stopped. The last one I watched was actually where they threw the bailiff through the window. The head bailiff decided he was going to break the window and get in, and the people defending the property threw him straight back out through it. But yeah, they come at them with no proper paperwork and nothing. Think people are just going to bow down to them. You've only lived in social housing. Well, we're in social housing at the moment, Francis. There are 2 occasions in the past where I have owned my own home. The last one, my partner ended up with it. Basically, the solicitor said because it was all being paid through her account, it would cost me more to fight the case. He said, you're better off just walking away because you could end up paying more. So that's what I did. DJE's live, is he, Steve? Thank you. He's one of the better streamers in the country. He does do some good ones. Right, I've got to wait for the fucking adverts to stop. Oh, no, that's not the one I wanted. Right, hang on.
Bannerman doesn't like me.
Bannerman doesn't like you.
Blocked me. I can't see his comments.
He's blocked you.
I can't see Bannerman.
Okay, now. Right, that's. There we go. Have we got any audio on that? Good evening, Stuart. Hi, buddy. And this is Southampton, I believe. Yeah.
Calm so far?
Oh, lovely so far. Yeah, really good.
And are these the protesters or are they the opposition? Yeah, he did. He had quite a nasty gash on his head, to be honest, Steve. And towards the end of the night,
Yeah,
it
I
did
was here. I
start
came to this bit,
bleeding.
and there was a small group of people, so I left. There was a guy here from the Echo Media, the Echo newspaper. Spoke to him, got in my car, like a madman, got on the motorway.
No, it's the
Front
police
brake on the
in
car
there
seems to be running a little
spamming
bit as well, so that was irritating me, and I just thought, no, just stay here. Just get a live stream here, see how it goes, you know.
Yeah, Francis, I actually used to earn good money years ago. And the first one I bought quite quickly. I was single. But the second one in Bristol,
Yeah, Looking Glass has been
I
remanded
bought with my
for
partner.
posting
I
or
ended up
streaming
coming out
video
worse off
with intent
after I
to
paid
incite
to renovate
hate
the whole property.
on a minority group, something like that. I'm very surprised he got remanded for that. Very surprised. So, right.
Well, the police don't seem to be there in force. That doesn't mean to say they're not.
No issue with live streaming today, mate, no.
You're in a public place.
I've got a friend in Stoke. She spoke to the police and they said they can't guarantee they're not going to lift people for streaming it.
The only thing I would say is, this would be a very rare occasion if an offence happened and you filmed it.
Yep.
Then we could technically seize items because it's not evidence of offence on those things.
I'd be more than willing to cooperate, mate, rather than seize.
And that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course.
So you're in a public place. It's an event that's happening. You have any shops? Shops open.
Protest going on and you want to know, go and open one. Put a brick through the window, you fucking idiot.
For whatever reason, he got remanded. He was filming at a hotel, I believe. Probably said a few things he shouldn't have. And got arrested. You right? Yeah, yeah.
Just see the lifted camera, that was all.
Oh, it's streaming it, mate.
I
That's
was,
all.
I was like, oh, you must be some kind of journalist.
Kind of, yeah. Independent. Yeah, yeah.
Good. Fair play,
Thank you, mate. Cheers, man.
Don't go away even after all that, right?
What's that?
Disappointed tonight, ain't you?
What do you mean?
Well, I've read in the papers
Yeah, yeah.
that there's a riot,
Well, they were
right-wing riot.
they were expecting it, weren't they?
Here we
I
go.
don't
There's
know.
always
Yeah,
So
one.
I read there's a
There's
riot.
always one.
So I'm Southampton born and bred. I come down to have a look, and I'm like, well, no, it's clearly left wing.
What was meant to happen is this side and then the other side down there we're going to meet.
All right, yeah.
I think if you have.
Yeah. Well, they've had some scraps because they don't like each other. I don't think so, have they?
Some people did meet over there. The police separated two groups.
Yeah.
They've marched this lot here. I don't know where the other lot's gone. The right side. Call it right side.
The right side or the correct side? Be careful how we say it.
Because I'm making a video, I have to be non-biased.
Yeah, no,
Otherwise,
listen,
I'm seen
mate,
as,
no,
you know.
I get it. It's just, that's why I come down, because I feel you journalists, not you, I'm not saying you,
The
a lot
mainstream.
of journalists, yeah, they're, well, they clearly
Well,
said
now,
it was
just
going to be
go
a
into the fridge.
right-wing
Did they?
riot.
Right.
So this is not a
I turn up,
riot,
I
and
like
this
seeing
is
the
not
whole thing.
right-wing.
And
Yeah,
whatever people see.
yeah. Well, that's why I was saying it. This is not right-wing, and it's
It's
not
only
a
since I
riot.
fell ill, Francis, that I stopped
Not
working
yet.
full time and then
That
stopped
goes
altogether.
It's on there now. It's on there now.
I did
Yeah,
go
mate.
back
Have
to
a good
work
evening, mate.
even after the bypass. Even tried to after the strokes, but I just physically couldn't handle it. And then the doctors and, funny enough, the DWP actually, they're a specialist, said it would be dangerous for me to work. And of course, with an assessment like that, if I try and get a job, most employers are going to turn you down because you're a liability on their insurance. And unfortunately, mine, they said it's a condition that shouldn't get any worse, but it's not going to get better. But things have been starting to get worse slowly since other things have cropped up, like the
Going to
polycythemia
the main
and that.
street.
I mean, I very rarely can
Quite
walk
on the
up
main
the
street.
garden and
It's
back
a bit
now
dark
without
with the
getting
trees
out
and
of
stuff.
breath.
Like,
Sometimes I can't even get up the stairs without it happening, which is funny considering I've stopped smoking.
yeah, Yorkshire Rose was arrested. I heard that as well. But again, when she makes her videos at the hotels, sometimes she can be a bit vocal. And at the moment, it seems that anybody voicing any opinion at all on social media is being severely punished. So,
Yeah.
just a word of warning for anybody that's doing the same.
1984 scenario, isn't it?
Okay.
Now he could probably walk out the area there, and the two coppers that were talking to him decent, giving him advice, they'd find one round the corner that's completely different than that would nick him.
Get out of the way of these people.
You can have an opinion, but you're not allowed to voice it anymore. You're not allowed to speak out against anything,
We've got a couple of riot vans down there, parked up.
which is against your rights.
Got one there. And all seems relatively calm at the moment. It's calm, isn't it, at the minute?
Where are you from?
Where am I from? In terms of location or?
Well, no, who are you representing? Media?
Yeah, independent journalist.
Oh,
Yes. So I'm not on either side. I just I film whatever's.
I just wanted to know you've obviously got some.
Oh,
professional
yeah.
equipment and
Oh, it's
stuff.
just live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
The police never just wonder. They're going to fish.
But I'm saying compared to like other ones, it seems calm so far.
That's why you should never talk to them.
Let's have a little walk down here, I think.
Oh, someone with a turbo wound right up there.
Although the riot vans are there, there's many people down there. Let's have a walk down this way.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly call it a riot.
I'm gonna have a walk around there if you wanna.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, there's a few groups of them walking around with hoods up and masks on. So sorry, I'm not reading a lot of the comments, guys. I can see the odd one. But,
Good
I'll look at
evening,
them when I
buddy.
can. Yeah, there. Look, see, there's another group of them there walking in.
Just around the water fountain.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, first order.
All right.
They all started wandering off. There's still some people over there.
Dispersal order already, really?
Yeah,
Ah.
it's like go home in groups and stuff like that. And then some of my commenters are saying that they're still over in Bedford Place, but were you just over there?
Yeah, I'm not sure who's left over there, but they marched all this lot down here.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
Southampton are playing Lazio at the moment.
Oh, so when that finishes, probably
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the police are pushing
Yeah, yeah.
it all into one
Yeah,
area
probably,
using dispersal orders.
maybe.
Okay.
I got here early as well today, thinking
Yeah. Where'd you come down from?
Wiltshire way,
Oh, yeah.
just above Wiltshire. Yeah, Oxford way.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
personally don't
An hour
think
and a
it's
half,
going to kick off.
Yeah.
Drove down at a
Still here.
slow 60 mile an hour. Yeah.
To be fair, mate, the amount of cars on the road, I had to.
You've
Doing
done
like-
some mileage this last week, haven't you?
Well, that to me just
mind
looks
doing it when
a
it's
normal
open
evening
road.
in a local
when there's a lot
park.
of traffic. I just hate it.
Yeah.
You know, the police are obviously there,
I
but
always call it the city traffic lights.
Yeah,
Not
there's fair
readily
getting in and out,
visible.
isn't there?
Yeah. M27, M3, always closed. Yeah, so we got the Charlie and Preston. Was that-
Yeah, Mr. Veach, yeah,
Yeah. The little Ralph.
and the bodyguard.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. He's a nice guy. Like,
He is,
yeah.
yeah.
He looks a lot more. What's the word? Like a fighter in person on the video.
Yeah.
But when I met him, I was like flipping out. You can tell he's what he does. Like, you know? Yeah.
From
can tell.
Preston.
Well, did you see that little elbow he did to that lad?
Yeah, is that the opposition or is that
Awesome.
right wing, Steve?
Yes, it's a little walk in the park. Couple of officers there. Is this like a famous park? Is it? Or
One of them, yeah.
is it? Okay.
Well, there's just a small group. Well, there's a reasonable size group there, but he's not left that way.
Do you?
Okay,
Having to go each other.
Few people having to go at me for
that's
Andy,
what
a guy live streaming and stuff. What's his name,
it would be the best thing
Portland
they
Andy.
could do
Oh, yeah.
But
because
You're
it
taking
makes
the
the
content.
government look absolutely stupid.
Yeah,
But
you could. I just didn't really want to strike
the
it.
left wing, this lot won't kick off. They won't do anything. They won't
So,
riot.
are you streaming now?
Yeah.
So what he
So
would do, he would
that
get
would
mine
work in
or
their
another
face.
on
Say,
one
look,
stream
it was only us
and
there,
live stream at
nothing
the same time.
happened, you know.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, because it's screen record, isn't it? Screen record.
And he's earning like loads of money off that, mate. The views he's
We
getting.
can actually.
Yeah, he's monetized. He's getting like 200 or 300k on his live streams.
He's not changing the content.
It's just putting hours up in one
You've got to
screen.
be yourself,
Oh, that's enough
Francis.
to say it's changed the
And
content.
then people defending it, saying, "Oh, well,
You
because of
can't
what it
be
is,
anything
it should be going
but,
out to more people." But he's earning money, sat there from you.
you know, you're your own person. You're the person
If he asked you, and
that you create.
Yeah, well, I had the local press asking if they could use the footage tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be
To
being
respect people,
ignored.
yeah. You
It can
think,
be
"Oh,
very
of course, I
damaging.
do that."
People said we're getting boots on the
You know,
ground.
some
Next thing,
people
got
like
next
to
to
be
there.
ignored. They don't want interactions, but it's those that
I feel
want
quite vulnerable now.
interactions
You know?
that don't get
I'm quite
them
conscious of my head.
where people ignore.
That's
That's
again, I'm
when
going down.
it can be damaging.
Because you didn't realise initially, did you?
I
Because someone told you.
just thought it was hit me, and then I obviously drenched in blood. I thought, flipping out.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, I tell you what, Stuart, I didn't even realise that there was any alleged happening tonight.
But yeah, they sorted me out.
I thought Monday was it, but
No, is it? Doesn't seem to be
Yeah, leaving, isn't
much going on, which is a good thing. We don't want violence.
there? No, exactly.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, you've seen enough.
but I'd planned to, unless there was something absolutely kicking off, I was going to shut down at around 9 o'clock anyway. But
Oh, right.
He just walked up to the camera.
I was going to have
Yeah,
a
don't
kip
film me,
this
I'm on the camera.
afternoon, and I didn't get round to it for various
No,
reasons.
just started the show.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't get the logic.
But yes, a lot, you know. But there again,
Where you plan to go next?
it's not the
I don't know, mate,
YouTubers
tonight
that cause the problem, is it?
Next one.
Don't know.
They're there
I
for
just
the
kinda go.
content,
When you see it.
Newcastle sounds.
and I do believe.
It's a long journey.
Oh, here we go. Excuse me.
When I went there, they were
What the
talking
government
inside
have put
the
in
airship.
place,
All right.
police have put in
I quite like
place,
the long journeys.
it
When you
has
turn up,
probably
like,
deterred a few,
people are like, "He's in Newcastle."
especially this where
Next
they've
day,
been
always a
banging them up
I
now.
know.
I kinda like that.
I did not expect to see you tonight. I was like, what's that? Hey?
Oh, this is local-ish. It's not far.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know where you were because you. Where was the last place you were? Was it
Plymouth.
Yeah.
Plymouth, yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Down this way.
Might have a little walk around, mate, on the streets, I think, because
Yeah, because they were talking about some stuff still going on over there, but
there's
Yeah,
nothing
I
going
was a
on
bit
here,
like
so
that, Francis. I was just off doing my own
We're going to
thing,
go back to the
and
main
that's
area,
what I
guys, where
prefer
it
doing.
started. Well, where
I
it
used to like being
started
up
on the
in the
live
woods
stream
on
anyway.
my own.
okay, did you say 720p? No, it would be in 4K.
We've got a 4K. Sorry.
Yeah, mainstream
How's it
media
look? How do
did
I
stir a lot of it up.
Making an assumption, I
Oh,
don't know.
right. It's 720 on
Everyone's
the
saying it's
it's 720 on the phone.
Yeah.
GoPro, you can get 1080. And I think for 4K, I think you need like a streaming app and a camera.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'll
so.
do that then.
I don't think 4K is needed for live streams. I think 1080p is enough.
Yeah.
Personally.
If you join some local groups or something like that, Francis, and just get to know
You
people,
see all grainy stuff.
get to chat to
The
people,
darkness and also the signal.
Yeah.
I use my little box.
you know, find a little group you
Put
are
a SIM card
happy
in and it
with.
just amplifies the signal.
Oh, right, okay.
And then a Wi-Fi.
And the thing is,
phone.
you've got to find people that are happy interacting with you
Yeah,
as
5G
well.
better, better.
That's
Oh, that was in Bristol, wasn't it?
Yeah.
that's usually a bigger
If I have a
challenge
SIM in
of
the phone,
finding
if I
someone
turn
that
that
you're
Wi-Fi off,
happy
it will now go
interacting
to
with.
O2.
Yeah.
You've got
Currently
to
on
find
E.
someone that's happy to interact
Yeah.
with you.
I've got 2 wallet, 3 and Vodafone just in case. Sort of thing, yeah.
How much is that box cost?
70 quid.
Not bad, is it?
It's not bad. I mean, it saved my life, saved the stream a few times. It's helped. We're going over. I want to get a proper box, router box with like every SIM in there,
How much they got?
and then you share 1,400 quid.
I see, I know it's happening.
I think what it does, it joins all the signals together from each network
Yeah.
to one.
Okay.
So pretty much wherever you are, you should have something.
Oh, that's not good.
The right bands have gone.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they've filled up.
Not a lot going on here.
Oh, we got police car coming.
1,400 quid.
No,
Jesus.
I mean, they're all congregating here, so.
I don't stream when I'm outside, but when I'm doing videos, that's all I use.
Another hour.
Yeah. So,
Although I have got the new little toy up there, my little
He looks friendly, doesn't he?
cannon.
yeah, a lot of the ones I've spoken to have been good. Apart from in Plymouth, that one I caught on your live stream with that bloke, the one in pink.
Yeah.
And there's a little tip
I think
for
people wanted to do it, and when he was like, "Go on,"
anybody.
he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to take that opportunity."
I was on
Yeah.
Vodafone
Yeah.
with that phone. This one's pay as you go gift gas. That's
He was pushing it, wasn't
that's dedicated to the
he? Pushing it the
channel.
whole night.
Now this one I don't connect to the internet. This is my personal phone. Very few people have this number. Now I was on a SIM only deal.
So guys, what I might do, I might finish the stream
with
here,
Vodafone.
change the settings on the GoPro and see if
It was costing me about 15 quid a month. Now that one had unlimited phone calls, unlimited texts, and 1 gig of data for 15 quid. I've now switched over to one system called Now. Again, it's a SIM only deal. I get Heather's done the same. I get unlimited calls, unlimited texts, and 2 gig of data for £3.50 a month.
RWG.
RWG. I believe it was Jenny put you onto it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jenny in the chat there, she put Mrs. W onto it. She changed hers over full time. Oh, he's gone down now. So he stopped streaming. Yeah, Heather changed over just to make sure it all worked and as we wanted. And she used to regularly change and swap her providers about. I've been with Vodafone for donkey's years. And hers all worked. It was a friend of ours, was with O2, I believe, and he wasn't getting his texts through and stuff like that. So he's gone over to them. All works. I had a little bit of hassle with mine. We found out today I couldn't make any phone calls out and I couldn't text out. But Heather phoned them today and it was they hadn't swapped my old number over properly or something. But they've done that for me now and it's working perfect. So for £3.50 a month, you can't go wrong really if you only use it like I do.
they've got, check out their deals on that, because there's one for £2 a month if you don't use your phone a lot, if you want it just for income, mostly for incoming calls and not for data. And I think it's only a tenner for unlimited data.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely ridiculous. They do deals where you can pay 12 months. But it's on the Now network. They use the Now network, which I believe is 3.
I believe that is new sub there. I believe that's one of you guys in the chat. If not, it'll be somebody who's in the background. Saudi Railways again. Universal credit changes. An extra £578 a month. Yeah, right, okay.
Is that one of those notifications I thought I'd turned off?
Yeah. And someone else is saying there's a £550 cost of living payment to be made. Okay. Let's get rid of them because that doesn't. So that's the only phone I connect to the internet. And when I leave the house, I'm not connected to Wi-Fi or the internet anywhere whatsoever. I just prefer it that way. What am I looking at here? I'm getting a bit confused here now. No, I don't want that one. What I want is there. There we go. So, welcome, Mr. Lardner. If you're listening out there, or you're under another name, welcome. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, look, it's telling me I'm live. Oh, you little darlings. And another comment from there. Mr. Lardner has commented. Okay.
Okay, check this out.
No.
No.
No, I know who that is. It's someone, a lovely guy. Him and his wife used to babysit me when I was a nipper. Bloody hell. Now, he would be the last sort of person that I would have thought would have agreed with anything I had to say. I'm sure that I could only see half the comment there. Trouble is, I've got it on. I'll have to watch the comments over there. Why hasn't that come up? How weird is that? Why has that comment not come up? Or is it on another video? So a quick look at it. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, okay. This is he's put it on a null video. Okie dokie. When the hell was that video? Bugger me, that's a long one. When did I put the thumbnail on of me with the halo on it?
I don't know. It really is a bad habit of yours to stop what you do.
Yeah, I know. It's rude, isn't it? But you know what I'm like when I get...
Distracted.
Yeah.
Gotta do it now. Gotta do it now.
Yeah, well, you know what my memory's like. If I don't do it now, guys, with my memory, that I'll forget that's there in the morning because it's on a video from some time back.
Oh, they're on the move in Birmingham.
Oh, and this is where I panic. Right, that's got that out of the way. No, that kind of caught me unawares, shall I say. Sorry about that, guys. That was the last thing I expected to see today or tonight. Oh, pardon me. Who did you say is on the move?
That's Birmingham on the right hand side. Very Palestinian lot.
Who's streaming it?
I'm on
Ash.
Ash.
Let's see if we can get this one up. Signal's not very good. Well, this is the pro-Palestinian mob. These the counter protests. Sorry, Francis, I got a bit. I can't be bothered listening to them. We can watch them, but I can't be bothered to listen to them. Sorry, Francis, I got totally lost there. I did see somewhere that you said you were a Pisces. Funny enough, Aquarius. Who was it said they were Pisces? I did see that there. Jenny, I was going to say, yeah, I'm a Pisces. Oh, there's a lot of flirting going on here.
Oh no, Francis is Pisces, according to Jenny, but she thought she was Aquarius.
Yeah, Jen, she's Pisces. Look. Yeah, 13th of March.
I want to know where they've got them.
Hey?
Where they've got to now in Birmingham.
Well, it could be. Well, I don't know. There's a load of new buildings up there as well, and see, they keep on with this stand up to racism. No, not wanting, as I said earlier, not wanting the illegals here, not wanting to pay for them to stay in hotels, when they put nothing. Oh, Matrix, good evening, buddy. That's not being racist, you know. And the fact that they've come through so many safe countries to get here, that is just wrong, you know. And as I said earlier, why would they want to come here when they hate us? They hate our lifestyle. They hate our country. Yeah, nothing seems to add up. Nothing seems to add up. And the fact that nobody seems to be stopping them is very strange. Very strange. But it doesn't look like the right wing are turning up today. They're not going to play ball.
Well, leave the left wing shouting free Palestine.
I mean, DJ's live again in Southampton, but doesn't look like there's much happening there.
Nice procession of coppers going in North London. That's on the telly.
Yeah, but again, they were counter protesters. Nottingham. So maybe Tracy has been released from prison. From police custody. Let me just get this sorted.
Then you win, like, you know what I mean?
That's what it seems like.
Well,
They're counter protesters. Where's your Tommy gone?
You said about what people from Harvest
Because TW Media is. Oh no, it was Yorkshire Rose, wasn't it? Not TW. TW, that's Tracy. She's the one that used to do all the filming of the immigrants at Dover. These are counter protesters. But notice the police, look. No riot gear. Old style helmet. No big sticks. In fact, I can't see any of them with a baton there. And that is very strange. Very, very strange. Eh? Yeah. Refugees welcome here. But how many of you bastards have actually got one in your house? Now, they said all the troublemakers were right wing. I mean, that's not a big crowd. But you look how many of them have got hoods on and masks. I'll look at that later. CJ, good evening, mate.
no.
Hope you're okay. Yeah, Steve. Now, you're right with that, because if that was right wing or the ones that are against what's happening, the police will be there for your own safety. Get off the road. That's an offence. We'll nick you. Why aren't they doing it there? Yeah. Again, showing two-tier policing.
Sorry for the screen's going up and down a bit, just trying to get the auto exposure up because
They flatly
the light is
deny
failing here.
it happening.
You've got light. Let's check it.
Wow. It doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of action tonight, people. Let's have a look through. So I said I was going to shut down at about 9 o'clock if there was nothing else going on. Live streams. Well, that was Tracy at Nottingham. I don't think that's going to go off. They'd have been instructed not to kick off because it would make them look bad and make the others look good. North Finchley. Plenty of police at that one. Oh, that's that. Yeah. Just a few on the street. Couple of riot cops there, but they don't really need it. Southampton, very quiet. DJE's walked off. Newcastle. That looks like the lefties. But none of them seem to be. Oh, there's Portland Andy. Yeah, he was going to be up somewhere making his. Oh, and he's only got 2 people watching. Oh no, that's not him. Hang on, what have we got here? Well, it was on there, and then it just disappeared.
Unless it stopped.
Oh, beach fishing, live talk. That's where I should be. That's where I'd prefer to be. We got the Birmingham one. Again, they're all over the road and not being told to get off the road. Well, guys. An aerial shot of something going on there and all that is. Lewis Errington, he's London. That's the opposition. Just peaceably walking down the path, look, not even on the road. Totally compliant. They are making the right wing look absolutely stupid by doing that tonight, to be honest. Vertical stream. Why would you advertise a vertical stream? Right. Let's fuck that off a bit. Let's go back and see who's in the chat. Bannerman's gone live, as he, JW? Welcome, by the way. Who we got in here then? Sorry, guys, I have been neglecting the chat. Let's do a quick bit of catching up. Yeah, it seems to be the left turning up everywhere. Maybe the police got the wrong end of the stick. But it's certainly making them look a bit of a dick, isn't it? Which I'd never object to. You watch, I'll probably have the fuckers knocking on the door now for taking a piss out of them. You wankers. But yeah, I don't think Labour might last their full term, but I don't think Starmer will. It looks like the Tories are going to end up with a new leader before long. Rowland's already said he was going to step down, didn't he? I can't remember when it was he said he was going to go now. But see, he hasn't been in the press making any statements or anything like that. Yeah, Stuart, it's nice. It's actually showed, maybe it is because they're fed up of the idiots that turn up. Maybe they didn't turn up hoping the idiots would, and they were the ones that would get nicked. I am surprised that, there might be after dark if there's anybody wandering around. You're probably going to get a bit of hassle, but it's going to be sporadic. It will be dealt with very quickly, I expect, by the police. And we'll hear about it, and they'll be boasting about it on mainstream media tomorrow, as they do. But it'd be interesting now. We've looked around at most of the big ones going on around the country there, or me and Mrs. W have between us. It'd be interesting to see what the police say and how many arrests they made. Are they going to big up themselves? Oh, what we put in place, it stopped them turning up. And I think, as you say, Stuart, it's more likely they haven't turned up to make them look a dick. But I can see them gloating about it tomorrow. Mark Rowley's probably in his office now, giving himself a quick hand job to celebrate. Starmer's probably stood there with Rayner doing him. Can I get arrested for that? Nothing about protests, and it's certainly not racist, is it? But yeah, it's actually nice to sit back and say there's nobody causing shit. He's having a speed wank. So he said his father was a tool maker and he was the biggest tool he ever fucking put together, wasn't he? He's the one that should have had a wank. Oh, still got the window open. I forgot about that. It's actually looking quite overcast out there now. Maybe we are going to get a bit of rain. Oh, I am popular on the messages tonight. That's my old neighbour. Maybe he's picked on an old video because he doesn't want to get involved with any of the idiots. There's some of them that probably wouldn't recognise me now. I mean, he knew me when I turned to motorbikes and that. I was riding them from, 12, 13. Sorry, my breathing's a bit bad here. Who's going on about what? Yeah, Jen, there's, oh, God almighty. Oh, there's people in this world, it doesn't matter what you do, there's always going to be someone to try and knock you down. The difference is whether you stay down or whether you get back up and carry on. I'm one of these. I've been knocked down a few times. I've always got backed up and fought back. But with health, it's something I can't. All I can do is keep going. I don't even think they won a battle, Steve, to be honest. I don't even think they've won a battle. All they've done is gone out and wasted their time. Oh. Yeah, exactly, does it, Fox?
I was going to say, how can you call it a win when nobody else turned up?
Yeah. It's a hollow victory, I would call it. Yes, does it, Fox? There will be ups and downs. There always is through life. I've learned that. Usually they complement each other. One will cancel the other out. The good times will cancel out the bad times. Unfortunately, there are souls out there that have had more bad times. And they're the ones that usually need picking up, help, someone to talk to, someone who's been there, someone who understands. So I tried boxing once. Me and my old mate used to do bare knuckle shit. If we couldn't find anybody to fight with on a Friday night down the pub, we used to fight with each other. Hence why I've got very few teeth of my own left. Just them few on the bottom. I lost most of them by the time I was out of my teens. People used to go, "Oh, come out, I'm going to knock all your fucking teeth out." So I used to take the plastic ones out and say, "Well, there you are. Save you any hassle." Yeah, JW. The only thing that could have made that any better there tonight is if it pissed down with rain. They were all stood out in it. All right, guys, I have started yawning. It's a shame to shut down with 30 people watching now, but I am starting to feel it a bit. It wouldn't have been so bad if I'd have had a bit of a kip this afternoon. I mean, the cat already looks like she's surprised she ain't gone up on the bed already. So I am going to call it there, guys. Are you doing your stream Friday as normal?
As far as I know.
So at the moment, as usual, Mrs. W will be running her stream Friday night. Gentlemen, you're welcome, but it is mainly for the girlies. I will be there. It's up to her whether I get up on the panel or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm being too much of a dick to be let up on the panel.
Sometimes you bring you up just to throw you off.
Yeah, and her and Holly between them do like to flash the camera on because I'll be doing all sorts of weird things in the background. But thank you, everybody, for dropping in tonight, taking part, especially all of you in the chat. I'm sorry I've been ignoring you a little bit there, but, we thought there'd be a bit more excitement going on that we could watch. So, but it hasn't happened. So with that, guys, have a great week. As I said, we'll see you Friday. And in between then, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay free. Look out the windows if you're getting any knocks on your door. Don't just answer it straight away. Could be the boys in blue. So it's good night from me, and
it's good night from her.
Take care, everybody. Stay safe.
Catch you soon.